Crypto continues to do what crypto does lately. It's going up, it's going down. It's that constant cycle of almost fear. Now, I think this is really important because, and this doesn't matter, by the way, if you've got say like £1 million, if that's a lot of money to you, if $50 is a lot of money to you. This is very relative to whatever everyone's circumstances is, and you often sit there and you question yourself. And I get it. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be so tired, but you're just laying there bolt awake, like, thinking, what if this doesn't work? Like, what do we do next? And I get them fears. It's a horrible situation to be in because you're ultimately here to change your life. We're ultimately all here to do that. And as much as people say only risk what you can afford to lose and all that kind of thing is, and it is sound advice, but also that you have to risk as much as you can. And that's a horrible paradigm to be in. And you can have this, and it doesn't kind of matter what your attitude is on this. And I say a lot of the time, to control your emotions, which is difficult, and it's the most difficult thing to control when you have that gut wrenching horror that penetrates your whole being, that you're worried, like, if this doesn't work, then what? And if you're younger, then you've probably got a much higher tolerance for that because you've got more time to maybe change things. And time ultimately is the biggest and most important currency any of us are going to ever have. And it's the one thing that we know will ultimately run out at some point, and we don't know how much of that we have. There's not like a little wallet of life that we can check to see how much we've got left. So it's massively important to make each and every day count. How can I get better every day? How can I improve my existence each day? Not only for yourself, but for the people around you, the people you care about, the people you love, and having that level of responsibility that penetrates your core all the time is horrible. And I know how all of you guys are feeling. I know what it's like to be at zero and have nothing, and just every day you're just trying to get somewhere. And the way things are, particularly in the market at the minute, and this is not a bearish or bullish thing to say, it's just, it hurts, and I get it, and I really do, like, my heart goes out to everyone who's trying to do the best they can possibly be right now, and I'm right there with you. I'm at the low, and I'm trying my best to keep myself as focused as possible. But yeah, I know what it's hard. I know it's, to lay in bed each day or night, depending on what shift you're on, and just find it hard to drift off, and it does. It just exhausts you mentally, physically, everything. So if you are still here in this crypto journey, then I do wish you the very best of luck, and hopefully, by the end of this year, we can all have a video where we're chatting together and something, really great has happened for each and every one of us. But as I said, crypto is just up and down, almost at a boring phase, but sometimes boring's okay. It's better than complete dump. But people are saying it's going to go lower. Other people are saying it's going to go higher. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's crystal ball time with things like that. Something a bit more lighthearted. I saw this news, a bit gutted about this. Lynx Africa is going, which is, this was the smell of every locker room, every changing room for like a couple of decades now. I don't know, when you're a kid and stuff, and you get like your Christmas presents from like your nan and stuff like that, and it's always Lynx Africa. So it'll be strange to know what the world smells like without it. Obviously not crypto related, but I thought I'd mention it. So Supra are still having this battle, obviously, with NFT Demon backup. Now Josh has stopped responding to this, which I think is probably clever. I think he's involved like legal teams, and they'll be dealing with that in the background, which I think is important. But again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, everyone's entitled to their voice, and Demon backup is now saying that day 3 in a row, Supra has underperformed Bitcoin. Bagholder bias can be worse than a poor decision. At least a bad decision you learn from. It's rare you ever actually learn anything from bagholder bias. Well, I think you would if it goes to zero and stuff, not necessarily Supra, but in general, I think you would learn something from that. So it leaves you hanging onto a sinking ship over and over and over, justifying the unjustifiable, repeating sentences you know nothing about. Don't be the guy. Don't be that guy. It ruins any and all credibility you may have. Guess I was right. Justifiable FUD is never good for a project. FUD can go one or two ways. We've seen it happen with a lot of different projects. Solana, Gala. It happens. This was what I was talking about yesterday. I said we're going to talk about it today. Is that DeFi? This is on Supra. DeFi gives you access to global open financial markets. AutoFi will give you access to equal opportunities within those markets. So having access to something doesn't necessarily give you a fair crack of the whip, where AutoFi is trying to level that playing field. And this is what I want to talk to you about. So we're going to go through this. Trade at machine speed, how AutoFi will transform on-chain trading experiences. In DeFi today, there's often a gap between the trade you want and the trade you end up with. This isn't just bad luck, it's the structural reality of DeFi today. A playing field tilted against the average user. While decentralized finance was meant to democratize financial markets fairly, it's still stacked against us regular consumers, like most things in life, right? Like most things in life. So enter AutoFi on Supra, a revolutionary upgrade bringing powerful automation capabilities to DeFi, powered by Supra's enshrined automation and native oracles. AutoFi doesn't just level this playing field, it fundamentally transforms it by executing your trading intent to the exact same block that your conditions are met. No delays, no front running, and no missed opportunities. This is a fundamental shift in execution quality and fair access to opportunity, putting institutional grade trading capabilities in the hands of everyday users, which is good. Like, that sounds like something you'd want, right? So the current gap. If you've traded on decentralized exchanges, you're likely familiar with the frustrations. You spot an opportunity, but you can't execute it fast enough. Your transaction gets stuck pending while the market moves against you. You're sandwiched between larger trades costing you money. Your stop loss triggers too late, resulting in bigger losses than expected. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they represent a fundamental inequality in the current DeFi landscape. While institutions and tech-savvy traders use bots, private connections, and sophisticated infrastructure to execute at lightning speed, regular users are left clicking buttons and hoping for the best. So what makes AutoFi different? At its core, AutoFi introduces zero block delay automation, a revolutionary approach that collapses the gap between when the condition is met and when the action is taken. The secret sauce is same block execution. So traditional blockchain automation works like this. Point one, block N. A condition occurs. Example, ETH drops below $3,000. External automation network sees this and submits a transaction. The transaction waits in the mempool, and then block N plus one or later, your trade executes. With AutoFi's zero block delay, the process is transformed. So block N, condition occurs, ETH price drops below 3,000. Block N, your trade executes in the same block. This isn't just slightly faster; it's fundamental architectural breakthrough that cuts the delay between intention and action as much as physically possible. Your conditions and actions occur in the same atomic unit of blockchain time, i.e. the same block. What this means for on-chain trading experience. So you trade on your terms, not the market's. With traditional trading, you're at the mercy of market conditions from the moment you spot an opportunity to when your transaction confirms. With AutoFi, you can set precise conditions that execute exactly when met, no delays and no slippage. Imagine setting a trade that says buy 1 ETH when with my stable coins when Bitcoin is above $80,000 and XRP is below 2,000. The moment the exact block and both these conditions align, your trade executes automatically, no need to monitor charts or rush to execute manually. Complex trading strategies simplified. Professional traders use sophisticated conditional strategies that were practically impossible for retail users in DeFi. AutoFi changes this by enabling complex multi-condition strategies that execute with machine-like precision. So rebalance my portfolio when asset A exceeds 30% of total value. Buy asset X, but only if the 4-hour volatility is below 5%. Swap half my stablecoins to ETH if Bitcoin dominance falls below 45%. These aren't just theoretical; they're practical, executable strategies that work without requiring you to run to code, run bots, or maintain infrastructure. Protection from predatory trading. So in current DeFi, sophisticated traders can see your pending transactions and execute strategies that profit at your expense, known as MEV or sandwich attacks. AutoFi's same blocks execution and randomized transaction order eliminate this vulnerability entirely. When your trade executes in the same block as the triggering condition, there's simply no opportunities for others to front run your transaction. Your intended trade happens exactly as you specified without others extracting value from your activity. Never miss an opportunity again. How many times have you spotted a perfect trading opportunity? I don't trade, but only to miss it because you weren't at your computer, or perhaps you were sleeping when the market made a sudden move. AutoFi turns your trading intent into 24/7 execution. Agents that never sleep, never miss opportunities, and never succumb to emotion. Your strategy remains active around the clock, executing exactly when conditions are right, whether you're at the desk, in a meeting, or fast asleep. And I think that helps as well. There is some sort of pseudoscience, but I think it's interesting where if you look at something and you give it your attention, the atoms change. They behave differently to when you're not looking at it. More of a theoretical scientific thing, but I find it interesting. Real world scenarios, AutoFi in action. let's look at some hypothetical scenarios and circumstances where AutoFi can give regular, everyday consumers a powerful edge over traditional or analog DeFi systems. So in scenario one, the perfect entry point. In traditional DeFi, you believe ETH will bounce if it touches $2,000. You set alerts and monitor charts constantly. When it finally hits your target, you rush to execute, but by the time your transaction confirms, the price has already bounced to 3,100. You've missed your perfect entry. You set an automation this is with AutoFi. You set an automation by 1 ETH when the price touches 2,000. You then simply walk away the moment the exact block. When ETH hits 3,000, your purchase executes automatically, securing your ideal entry price. In scenario 2, portfolio protection. Traditional DeFi. So market volatility spikes suddenly by the time you see the notification and try to adjust your positions. Price have already moved significantly. Your stop loss triggers are too late, resulting in larger losses. With AutoFi, you've set automations that respond instantly to volatility. If ETH drops more than 5% in a single hour, convert 25% of my positions to stablecoins. These protective measures execute in the exact block where the conditions are met before prices can fall further. In scenario 3, the cross-asset opportunity. In traditional DeFi, you've noticed that when Bitcoin rises quickly, certain altcoins typically follow with a slight delay. This pattern offers a profit opportunity, but they're nearly impossible to catch manually. With AutoFi, you create automation. When Bitcoin reaches 3% within 30 minutes, buy $1,000 of token X. This strategy executes automatically at machine speed, capturing the opportunity in the exact block where conditions are met. So beyond trading, the bigger picture. While these trading benefits are immediately apparent, AutoFi's implications extend far beyond simple trades. You've got self-protecting collateral. Lending protocols often require over-collateralization to protect against market volatility. With AutoFi, your collateral can protect itself, automatically adding funds or adjusting positions when needed, preventing liquidations before they occur. Capital efficiency reimagined. Rather than leaving excess capital locked up as a safety buffer, AutoFi allows your assets to deploy automatically when needed and withdraw when not, maximizing your capital efficiency without increasing risk. Composable DeFi strategies. AutoFi enables strategies that span multiple protocols in a single execution. Your funds can automatically move between lending markets, DEXs, and yield farms based on predefined conditions, creating composable strategies that were previously impossible. The future of trading is automated. AutoFi represents more than just faster trades. It's a fundamental reshaping of what's possible in decentralized finance. By eliminating the gap between condition and action, it creates a trading experience that's fair, the same execution quality for everyone, not just those with technical advantages. Efficient, capital deploys exactly when needed, not a moment too late. Autonomous, your trading intent executes perfectly without requiring your constant attention. And protected, so it's immune to the predatory practices that plague current DeFi trading. The days of manual trading, missed opportunities, and execution disadvantages are coming to an end. With AutoFi, we're entering an era where your trade strategies execute at machine speed, whether you're a sophisticated trader or a DeFi beginner. I love the fact that it levels that playing field. The future of trading isn't about clicking buttons faster, it's about setting your conditions and letting automation execute flawlessly on your behalf. That future is AutoFi, and it's coming sooner than you think. Massively bullish on that for Supra. Here as well, as Supra Layer 1 grows vertically, our Oracle services are expanding in all directions. Our Oracle price feeds and DVRF services are firing on all emerging ecosystems. So there's 3 there. There's Nibiru Chain, Bera Chain, and Rise Chain. Supra continues to deliver the fastest, freshest, and most secure data across Web3. Price today looks awful. Had a big dip, had a little bit of a fight back, started to go down a little bit more again. Market cap is now at $76 million. It's low. If I had funds, if I had cash on the side, I'd be picking this up. Again, there's no financial advice. It's just what I would be doing in my journey. That's what I would be doing. I can't at the minute, but it's looking like it's a very good price. Now, I'm not saying it won't go any lower. It very much could do. We just don't know. But I think that ultimately at the end of a bull run, this would have gone up significantly. And I think this is going to go into the next bull run as well. This could revolutionize certain parts of the crypto space. And I think that's interesting. It's something that I'm super bullish on. PumpIt, which again is PumpIt.pro. It's the super version of Solana's Pump Fun. It crossed 15,000 transactions and 500 active addresses every week. The super degen energy is real. And now it gets even better. You can trade bonded tokens directly on PumpIt thanks to our new Dexlin Labs integration. Mint it, bond it, trade it all in one place. That's good. You know that this is another thing that they're adding to the space. Congratulations to Robbie the Robot. He became the 5th project to have been achieved bonding and gone to Dexlin Labs. That's great news for them. Massive congratulations. If we look at market cap wise, I don't think HLS has moved. I think it's still the same. Yeah, it's still the same. Hasn't really done anything. But to be fair, I don't have the time to really promote it and stuff like that. But I haven't sold a single one. You can check all that. It's there, open for you to see. You'll still see the top holder is myself. Can we turn this around? I don't know. We'll have to think of some ways. If you've got any ideas, join the Telegram. The link's in the description. You can chat in there as much as you want. Any ideas, we can see what we can do. Once it gets to bonding, if it gets to bonding, then I'm sure that we can come up with some incentives and things like that. The red Supernaut, so he also wants to offer his congratulations, which I think is great. Congratulations to the whole of the Robbie Super Meme community. You guys are legends. What started with a project for fun became something else. With Star Tokyo's leadership, we were able to build a solid community. Some whales sold and left. It doesn't matter because the holders kept on increasing. Many things being cooked up now. Robbie graduated to Dexlin Labs in the bearish of times, but it won't stop. Let's take the win today and continue building tomorrow. I think that's quite important. I think how these things work better is when you get that community feel. You get somebody who can lead that kind of thing, and I think that's probably where that comes from, and I think it certainly does help meme coins go and do what they need to do. I think ours is lacking in that regard. We'll see what we can do about that. I found this interesting. Now, I haven't looked into this deeply yet. I want to, and I probably will do the next couple of days because it does sound interesting. So this is Demonopol. It's a Web3 real estate being built on Sui and Supra. And it just looked interesting. So I don't know whether you guys want to come and check this out yourselves. There is a thread here you can go through. I haven't through it all yet, but I kind of want to give you where I'm looking. I don't know anything about this project in depth, but it's something that if you want to go and research, you can let me know what you think about it. I think it sounds interesting. So it's a launch pad as well. Real world assets on Sui, DVRF, Supra, real world asset rewards as well, tokens, perks. It looks like I like the idea of real estate. I think it's going to be good. I think to tokenize real estate, I think it's going to be a good idea for a lot of people who can't really get into owning anything personally. So you have to kind of look at ways you can spread that around. And I think this might be something interesting. I don't know if it's any good. It could be shit. I don't know. I generally haven't looked into it yet, but I'm going to do a bit of digging into this. Murad. Now, this is not bad advice, I don't think. This is probably something that everyone can kind of take from this. So he's saying that if you study coins that are one plus years old, they can become very big. They survive multiple 70% drops, which everything seems to be at the moment. The hold account's growing every week. Have people hustling hard for free. Communities are more active than ever. Use bubble maps and holder scan to check distribution. I know he's massively into SPX6900. I'd love to own some of that coin. I don't own any at the minute, but I generally believe SPX6900 is going to go absolutely parabolic. The community there is insane. Really, really active, bullish bunch of people, and it's nice because it has that GameStop vibe. It has the sticking it to the elites kind of vibe, and I do like that at my heart. I'm very much a rebel in that regard, and I do really think it's going to do really well. If I had the funds, I would definitely pick some up. Again, not financial advice. Don't do that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I just think it's going to do really, really well. Subscriber wise, we are getting close to 5.55. So 3 5s, 5,550 subscribers. We're nearly there. So if you can subscribe, please do so. It does really help the channel out. Obviously, the most important thing is your view. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. Check back through some of the other videos. If something might resonate with you, have a look, see what you think. Also, if you don't have an MEXC account, there is a link here in the description of this video, but also on the channel. If you haven't got an MEXC account and you want one, if you do me a favor and go through this link here, it will help me out immensely. So thank you very much if you decide to do that. But again, no pressure, do it like it is entirely up to you. So that leaves me to say goodbye for this this day. I need to go and do a night shift. So wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, have an amazing day, have an amazing evening. And as always, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.